Okay. Right, I think we're actually live. And I didn't actually mean to do the buying right now. That was a mistake. But technical difficulties. Including needing to turn my speakers off. But we got there in the end. Right, let's enable a little bit of sound effects, shall we? Okay, there we go. Right, we need some cash. And we need some baseline equipment. Right, I got some diamond bolts. So I'm just going to do this dragon crossbow style. And next we'll buy... Actually, no, I'll just go and void. That seems... I mean, this is going to be uber budget, so I'm probably going to take something like a blowpipe for heals. Because realistically, who is on that low of a budget going to Muspah? Probably no one. Okay. Take an archer's ring anyway, because you'll probably have a normal one even if it's not imbued. Oh yeah, right, we need a backpack. We need to actually grab the bow out of the GE, and outside of that we'll just take like a glory. Doesn't really matter, does it? Alright then, here we go. BEA beautiful. Alright. Let me check the sound real quick. And I can do that by going on my own live stream and changing headphones. That's not too bad, actually. Ooh. I need to find a way to never touch this ever. Maybe next time I need to bolt my mic to something else. But it's okay when I'm not fucking with it. Okay. That will do for now. It might make sense just to leave that open. Just so I can see chat too. Wow. The tech. The streamer tech. Alright, where does this have to sit to not be in frame? Right about there. Perfect. Also, this cup of tea. That's how British I am. Okay, so what are we doing? This week, I'm going to be running a case on Muspah. Initially, we're gonna go in budget gear. I'm gonna read this from my pre-prepared script, just so I don't get it wrong. So, today I'm starting in budget gear. In the first half, I'm gonna do range only, and then in the second half, I'm gonna have a break around midnight-ish. 5 minutes, won't be long. And then all thoughts gone. Then we'll move on to range and mage setup after that break. And we'll see where we gain some efficiencies there and where that sort of makes things harder. And then throughout the week, the gear will be getting better, and we'll be explaining like why it helps to upgrade that gear. But in most cases, there's going to be situations where it's not necessary. It just makes everything slightly faster. So let's start with this, which is I think about as base gear as you can get. You know, dragon crossbow, full void, book of lore, and some diamond bolt E's. Could probably get some ruby bolt E's as well, just because why not? If anyone tells you to get the Prandre bolts, just tell them to fuck off. Should we just get some of those? Okay, it's like 100k. Alright, now we're stacked. Super stacked. So I don't know, what is it, like 10 mil setup? So if you're doing Muspah, you probably have 10 mil. Okay. So what do we need next? We need teleports. I've recently come back and I haven't finished doing sailing yet, so bear with me. There's going to be so many times where I'm going for a max cape and nothing there. Okay. How many kills per trip do I realistically think I'm going to get early days? I haven't done it in this sort of gear in a while, so let's just go with something safe. I'm not even taking magic, am I? So I'll take the Ring of Shadows, but we'll do one way there using the dust, just to include it in the eventual video. Just in case, for some reason you need to know how to get there without the Ring of Shadows. Which you might, because you need to kill Duke for the Ring of Shadows, so if you haven't killed Muspah, you maybe haven't killed Duke, so let's make sure we do that. So we need Icy Basalt. We need one of those. And outside of that, we just need food. So let's go with that. Actually, we don't really need to be stacking manta rays. I mean, I wouldn't suggest it be the place where you cheap out, but like an extra 16 health is probably not going to make or break your trip. Okay, so here we go. This is us. Base setup. I'm taking the blowpipe for heals only. But you can just use it for the whole fight if you want. Maybe we'll do a trip with it just to show, but yeah, it's more than capable by itself. But we'll stick with the crossbow for now, because at least a little bit of me wants to put it on long range just so it's still in time with my T-bow brain, but I'm not going to. So here we go. Right. We use the basalt, the icy basalt. Come in here, we go down these stairs, such as there to there. Now you're in the cave. We go in here. You go right once you get in there. Job done. Easy. I don't know if that's something that anybody needs a tutorial for, really, but now we're here. So, just one last time, one quick rundown. Divine Bastion potions, Super Restores, Sharks, Crown Buns, Anglerfish, Blowpipe, Ruby Bolts, Teleports. You can use Icy Basalt to get here. I'm going to use the Ring of Shadows because I'm live, so I'm not going to waste time running. And then just full void with a Dragon Crossbow. Wish me luck. So I haven't used this gear setup in quite some time. But it's not really any different. Right, so he's brown. So what is going on with Muspah's bar? Woosah. Woosah. Why is this in the middle of my screen? This is crazy. Why can't I move it up to the top of the screen? I'm gonna have to leave it down the bottom for now. I know that's absolute crazy talk, but it is what it is. So, anyway, back in the room. As you can see, it's a lot of running around this room right now, away from him, and you want to do enough damage so that he switches back to range. And when he switches back to range, you don't want to be standing still at the time, because a spike will come out of the ground. So, ideally, what I want to do is never stand on that tile, because that's a safe tile for later. It's the only tile in the entire place that matters. So, if you're gonna stand still and hit him, which we will be able to do with later setups, don't stand on that tile. I'm starting to see why some people bring stamina potions. This is not a lot of damage. There's not a lot of damage in this for me. Oh. Excuse me for not knowing the weapon too well. So, with his hits, I believe you need to be... As long as you're moving away from him, you shouldn't get hit. I think. But, I mean, ideally, you don't want him to get close to you. I'm just trying out the blowpipe to see if it's actually any better, but it's not looking like it's actually any better than just using the crossbow, so we'll just use the crossbow. Well, I do foresee a problem here, and you might foresee it too. I didn't bring any staminas, and I don't think... I mean, these rounds I should be fine. Normally when he's in melee, he would use magic. You can just do the whole fight with a T-bow if you have a T-bow, and it doesn't really matter. And you can do it with this as well, but I don't know, this fight at least, he's not taking any damage. He's not wanting to anyway. What? Some more prayer bonus might actually be a necessity. Because as your easy kill, or as your first kill, I don't think I'm gonna recommend rear flicking. But this is a problem I am at now. I am not healthy. I think we're gonna call that one there. I need a stamina potion. Otherwise I can't do it with a Dragon Crossbow. We learn. First question. Do you definitely need stamina? Yarp. Yarp, you definitely need stamina. If you don't have a player house to go and use the pool, just use the one in the Ferox Enclave with a dueling ring. Exactly the same. Oh, that's a half decent start. To be honest, maybe Dragon Bolts might be a shout. Maybe that's where I've probably cheaped out a little bit too much. I'm just going to keep running around the outside. That's what I do. That's what I do. Just want to stay ahead of him, get your shots in, and if you ever think you're close enough where you can take a hit, make sure that you are thoroughly running away. What is going on with this health bar? Why am I being cursed? I might have to reopen my client in a minute. I think we can make a fairly quick conclusion on the range-only version of this setup. Take you a while. Is this boss worth doing if the kills take this long? Oh. No, just do Slayer. If this is your only option, just do Slayer. Come on. I want to at least get one kill using this stupid setup. But evidence would suggest that this is certainly not enough for a grind. You have to be out of your mind to grind this. Ah, lovely. An example. So there, where I switch to magic, as soon as I see him charging up his magic move, the animation takes so long that you really shouldn't get caught out by it. But you can be sort of caught off guard from being complacent. When you start, like, not thinking about it and, you know, you're doing something on the second screen or whatever. If that thing catches you, it can hit. It can hit. So, just be wary, stay on your toes. Should say, I'm supposed to talk mostly in the first person in this, but I'm just defaulting to talking to the camera as if it's me. Holy balls! It actually hit! Wow, the ruby bolt's procced. We are one super restore down so far. Like halfway through a kill? I haven't eaten anything, so... The melee phase is a bit painful with range when you're using a dragon crossbow. The range phase, honestly, kind of fine. So I'm sort of expecting... Although, I might have just had some bad DPS. But I'm sort of expecting that when we add some magic to this, even at this sort of cheap tier, budget tier, I think there'll be a significant speed increase. Alright, don't get caught by that. Yeah, run back on. Lovely. So that's why we don't just bring sharks, we bring shark crowns. You'll see me do it basically everywhere, but having that ticky, just boom, instant 38 health. It's quite hard to get caught out by something unless you are really not paying attention, I suppose is the best way. Right, so there he's going to go back into range, and I'm going to have range on for this whole period. And then we're just going to be watching out for those. Doesn't normally do as many magics, but at least it shows you the format. Okay. So we see here that we're out of sync pretty much exactly with him, right? So once he shoots his ball... Oh, I'm not even exactly out of sync. What is this dragon crossbow? Which one puts it in line with T-bow? Is that one correct? Yes, okay. Okay, take two. Oh my god, leave her alone with the actual... So you want him to hit, then we're going to swap back to an overhead. So that my hits can drain prayer. Oh my god, leave it with the magic. There you go. So there's something that can happen as well when this fight drags on. You get sort of... You protect something, and then... Oh! Finally done. How the hell did my guy run in that direction when I clicked that? Not a clean run, but hey, this is what you get when you go for a range-only budget run. But you see, we're getting the... As long as you... I forget that this phase even spawns extra things. As long as you're vigilant with the magic attack, there's nothing that can really just like straight up KO you. It's the one thing that... It's sort of a problem when you're learning, and it becomes a non-problem, and then you become a bit blasé about it. Oh my god, this room's just gonna fill up. I get that's the point, yeah. It's been a while, okay? Why do I feel like I've got... Mad life. Am I still in America? There's a chance, to be honest. Am I even gonna get this kill? Okay, we've established pretty early. Don't go mage only. Range only, sorry. Don't go range only. it just doesn't do enough damage. It's basically the straight up way to say that. So let's amend, because that cannot wait until the second half of this, because there's no way for me to fix that trip. I'm not doing enough wrong for a small gear change to make a massive difference. No. No, we're gonna have to go to mage. We're gonna have to go to mage. So that trip, right, what would people have? If you don't have the Ice Scepter, just use regular anything that casts Ancients on it, basically. That would be my hot advice. And you're probably going to have an occult. In budget, you're probably still going to have a Tormented Bracelet, because I feel like the damage it does is... Okay. Let's pretend for now that you don't have the bracelet, but hopefully we'll still see an improvement here anyway, because we'll take the hat as the swap anyway. Right, what am I doing? I want this one. And then we're just going to go in here and grab the old Void Helm. Alright, let's not grab all. But I do think right now, although there was a real struggle at the end, which I'm still going to have to do with range, I maybe didn't realize how much you might actually need a strong weapon to cruise through this. So we have some interesting results here, but I'm going to get some kills. And I think with this setup, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Right. Now we go with mage as well. Oh, don't punch the mic. That helps. Okay, so now we've got a mage swap, which, as we could tell, was desperately needed. I don't know whether to say desperately. It's not like... Could you get kills doing that? Sure. Sure, you could. You could get kills doing that. For sure. Oh, give me a sec. I'm just going to log out. Because my UI would not let me put Muspah at the top of the screen. What the hell? That's a cup of tea. Nice. Oh, we're having a moment there. Right, I do wonder what world I was on as well, because the latency was not good. So we go again. Right. Budget, budget, budget. The only thing that would probably... I mean, cheap. Obviously, it doesn't have to have the ornament kit on it. Imbued Sarah Cape. Go get it if you don't have it. Ancient Ice Scepter. You could get something else that casts Ancients, but this is going to help me prove my point, and I have it. And it isn't expensive. You just have to go and get a gem. So, that is what it is. But, ultimately, the whole setup is, like, comfortably sub 15 mil. Somewhere thereabouts. Well, let's go. Let's see, just compared to the last one, where we see some efficiency changes. Fuck. Call it off. Call it off. Call the police and lock me up. I'm not even on the right fucking book. Alright, we're just going to do that. We're going to go back and pretend like this never happened. Nope, it's over there. Always remember to buy these ancient crystals, okay? I know that sounds like... How could I fuck that up? The amount of times I've just run out of this cave. It's more than I'd like to admit. Ah, lovely. Good place to start. Okay, so here's what we want to do if you're facing the melee. Is you just want to pop your magic gear on and give him a little ice barrage. Or, if you don't have ice barrage, whatever the next equivalent ice move is going to be. Ice move of your choosing. It should be barrage, realistically. But, you know. You do you, boo. We can already see how much faster this is going to be, just by speeding up those melee sections. And the fact that he freezes in place also means you don't have to run around the arena constantly. Which is nice. We like that about it. Well, we can see if there's some damage being done here. Just don't get caught out by the magic. Just don't get caught out by the... Oh! Don't get caught out not switching back the range as well. We saw that. Right there. Right there. Confidence will kill you more than the boss will. You little bastard. Oh. Mage actually... am I gonna land a single hit while he's doing this? Anyway, what you would normally do is you're gonna stand in that spot and just click on him once and your guy will just ping hits at him. I think for a crossbow I need it set to long range to do that, so... That's probably what I did wrong there. Land a hit. There we go. Lovely. Shit. Anyway. There you go. You get a little bit flustered. You just eat back up. Why won't this let me put this on top of my screen? Why does it think... Right, I know I need to pay attention to the fight. But it's just a... Why? Why is it doing this? Buck a duck, buck a duck, buck a duck. Maybe sort out where your boss thing is when you're not in the... I can't even go further up than that now. What is going on? Right, so now we want to get behind here. Probably get one hit off while he's doing that. Then he hits me, then I hit him, and he hits me, then I hit him. He hits me, then I hit him. He hits me, then I hit him. He hits with his magic, messes up all the timings, and then I hit him. You can see it, it's happening. All you have to do is once he shoots, just swap back to smite. Prayer drains the game here, baby. And if you want to stop for a second, you just stop for a second, boo. And then you get straight back at it. He throws a hit, you throw a hit. I throw a hit. Whatever. He throws a hit, I throw a hit. He throws a hit, I throw a hit. He throws a hit, maybe I hit. He throws a hit, I probably don't hit. He throws a hit, I throw a hit. He throws a hit, I actually hit something. This... He will slowly kill himself too, but there we go. It's nice if you actually hit something every now and again. Right, now we're back to the usual problem. Just wait for his little magic-y attacks, and pop your little magic-y prayer. That's what we're doing here. That is what I am doing here. I don't think so. One thing you might die of here, old age. I think we're going to be bringing forward the better gear to tomorrow. Because I'm going to get like 7 kills here today at this rate. He's dead. Do I recommend killing him with a dragon crossbow? No. What do I recommend killing him with? Really good question. Probably a Bofa, if you haven't got a T-bow. Zarek crossbow, obviously, going to be an upgrade. Armadillo crossbow is going to be an upgrade. Any better crossbow than the dragon crossbow? Yes. Although it will be margins. You could use... Of course, a different gear set. You don't have to be here in full void. That's not really recommended either. But, you know, we're trying to keep the budget down. So, if we're going to upgrade anything first here that's going to make a big difference, it's going to be this fucking crossbow. I do feel like I'm somewhat obliged to at least get, like, a few more kills with it, though. I made a thumbnail. Didn't spend much time on it, but I did make a thumbnail that illustrates us using said bow. You know what we might try? I think we send it. Because at the rate of how shit the crossbow was, how could running a mage setup be any worse? Let me think about this. It is against the range, so it probably will be bad. Could just throw in some blood barrages though. I'm like, never die, as long as I hit. Which I assume it will. No, we still take the switch. We still take the switch for now, because we don't know for sure that that's going to work. Right, well, we're not gonna go and spend a bunch of money, so we're gonna take a Book of the Dead, we're gonna take Seer's Ring. Being as it's the primary... Oh, we're definitely not gonna take that over the actual piece of void. And might as well get a blessing. Right, I'm not going to pretend like you're going to have this set up and take a imbued or saturated heart with you, so I guess this is it. This is a real test setup. But magic only. Definitely not going to need that. See, I don't know whether to take the blowpipe for the range phase. That could be the play. I think we try with that first. Oh. We do not want snakeskin boots on for our mage setup. What do we want for a mage setup, though? Here we go. Some mystic boots. Lovely. Yep, they don't exist. Yet. Okay. Let's go. What the hell? What is going on here? Like, I would say I'll try and figure out the issue I'm having with the health bar, but this is the weirdest thing I've ever seen it. It was fine yesterday. Okay. Well, we're just gonna stick it there for special effects, I guess. We're still hitting. It's not so great against the range phase, though, is it? I'm a little bit wondering about doing it in the last phase, though. Although, it's not that bad. It's probably not cheap, though. So, I think you're going to be coming here making profit if you just use Ice Barrage. Although if you spend all that money on that gear, you know, maybe you're making saving deep down. Oh my lord, you changed. Well, it definitely hits when he's melee. There's no two ways about that. With magic, just gonna land it before it hits me. That's all. Just gonna land it before it hits me. No stress. You know, Mage is not terrible, but I'm kind of wondering how many casts one kill is. it may end up being more expensive than the kill. So, you know, that's something worth thinking about. It's probably not grindable. Although, you know what? If you're an Iron Man and you've just got a load of runes to use, maybe just go to Ice Barrage. It's not too bad. It's pretty chill. It's not super fast, but I don't think anything without a T-bow here is particularly super fast, so if you just want to get some nice, chill kills, this would be my Iron Man recommended strategy, I suppose. It's just that I've got too many runes. I don't really care about the price of them. I want to grind out, you know, Venator. Yeah, I'd say go for it. We'll see though. We're not at the end of the kill. But so far I would say go for it. The chip damage is just annoying. Especially when I can't just launch out a whole load of counterattacks. It's always nice finally hitting something. That's a decent little hit then. What the hell? Why did I just take so much damage? Where's all that damage come from? We're gonna have to watch that back on the replay. Alright, you hit me. I hit you. You hit me. I hit you. You hit me. So, just swapping out to the smite. Every other. This is why you don't need a weapon that just does prayer drain. It's just unnecessary. It should just be whatever weapon you have. Just do prayer drain with smite. I mean, if you're sweaty about it and you want to use a Zarek crossbow for, like, the best bolts, you don't need this guide. Oh, well, it's not a guide, it's an investigation. I have to be very specific about that. Alright, you hit me. That one's a bit annoying because it throws the whole timing a bit off. I would say this bit, even though all these ones that I'm catching with smite. Oh my god, I hit one. I was about to say, I don't know whether I would choose magic at all. I mean, would I recommend magic for this part? Not really. You know, we're seeing what works. A full magic kill, it's an unusual method, but I'd have to say I've probably used more money in cast than I'm gonna make, so... We're learning a lot and we're learning it quickly. We're learning why I use the setup that I do use. But we will find out whether there's a better setup. Oh. So, that was my bad. I got caught by the spike shell. But I'd love a comment about whether this is like kind of the usual what happens for most fights. Because I gotta say, I don't think this is worth grinding. Not like this anyway. I'm like, don't know if I'm gonna get the kill. Stop trying to hit him and hit him! Okay. Nay kill. Okay, so magic's out. Basic range was bad. But we do definitely need both. I mean, I did at least get a confirmed kill with it. But this time... shall we just blowpipe our way through? Dun, 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 dun. Right. I don't know whether to use the dragon bolts, but again, I don't know if I'm going to run into the same problem where the cost of killing just makes it pointless. I mean, we're going to find out. Oh. We would like some kind of range potion. That's a very down cat. Just open a window. Because it's warm. And I decided a robe would suit the investigation theme. The wise old man theme. It was a poor idea. It's very hot. Right, sorry, I messaged in the chat just to see if the chat in OBS is live. I assume it is. It is. Okay, we keep go. We keep go. I did it. I did the thing. What did I tell you? Always remember, you go in the crystal direction. Maybe this is more of a problem when you have the ring. Because you'd be coming in from that way if you don't. I'm kind of hoping this method has a bit of the best of both, but I'm a little bit worried about the end bit still. Only because, think about it a little bit. With how long it takes me to get that kill right at the end, the biggest issue that I'm going to run into is running out of floor space where I can actually hit him with a blowpipe, because obviously it's not very long ranged of a weapon. But our results so far are telling me... Oh, bugger. Maybe I just let him chase him across the room. I highly don't recommend this. Look how much damage I just took. That was the dumbest thing ever. Don't chase him across the room with a blowpipe. If you're doing this with a blowpipe, unfortunately, that is a phase where you do no damage. Sorry. But what we can do with a blowpipe is actually get some health back, which is, that's a bonus. I'm liking the feeling of this one. Ooh, that's not the right one. Is he going brown? I go melee. But this is already a lot faster. So I'm just going to say, get rid of that dragon crossbow and just get the blowpipe. If you can't get a blowpipe, then you probably shouldn't be at Muspah. Wisdom. But so far, with to blowpipe, it's not feeling too bad. It still does a lot of damage. Yes, I am using dragon darts, as you should, if you're bossing with a blowpipe. So yeah, there will be a cost there, but I mean, there's a cost to all this. At least you don't lose all your darts every shot, do you know what I mean? So it's not like when I was running just magic and splashing a lot, where I was just, it was really eating runes. So unless you've just got tons to spare, you just wouldn't suggest it. This is looking very, very possible as an option. I think we need to get a nice close position though. And I'm not entirely sure how this section is going to work out for me. We'll find out in a sec. I'm going to do that. Then we're going to go back to this. I'm just going to do that. Then we're going to go back to this. You might even be able to get multiple hits in. I suppose you can. Okay. Getting greedy there is probably going to end up costing you. Don't do that. Just let him have his hit, then have your hit. When he does the mage one there, you just... Right, just remember to go off him, because... You can get super out of sync with him, and So, I mean, if you're off by a tick, you could get a few shots into this. Okay. Well, I don't think there's any doubt in anyone's mind that this has been the best budget gear setup so far. There's definitely no doubt in mine. And if there was someone watching right now, I'm sure there'd be no doubt in theirs either. This is the setup. Oh, what are you doing? Don't panic! Oh fuck, I've done it. Right, my mistake here was acting too confident, I think. Fuck. So, the problem that I thought was going to come up did come up. And when you get into that very last phase, you need distance as much as you need good damage. So blowpipe comes out of favor. Well, to be honest, anything that just isn't doing enough damage, and frankly, I'm not doing enough damage. So I suppose we have a little think about what our next potential change could be, because there's nothing wrong with the mage. This mage setup is fine. Absolutely fine. You really... Annoyingly, I don't have Bofa, so I can't really do that middle ground test. But I think that's where the sweet spot's going to be, annoyingly. I think if you have a Bofa and full crystal, you're going to do much better damage to this. To be honest, Black D'hide might be better for my blowpipe than Elite Void is. Because I know Elite Void's better on slower weapons. So, on the fastest weapon in the game, you can imagine that is not where you see the benefit. So do we swap it out, but I don't know what my... I mean, my mage switch gets incredibly tenuous at that point. It makes my mage switch so much worse. Although it does mean I could technically bring Tormented Bracement in my mage switch. Although there, what about Barrow's Gloves instead? There has to be a cheap setup that works enough to get to the end of this fight. You know, in a way that's like... You'd actually want to do a bunch of kills, not just... Yes, you can complete it once. Yeah, you could complete it once with a bunch of these setups, but you kind of need the luck of what your blowpipe's doing, which is strange. And it's really only on that very final window of the fight. It's the only place where it, like, super matters. Like, anywhere else in the fight, you can... There's not really a time pressure, but in that last window, there's a huge time pressure, and there's just... I'm trying to think what I can add in to just do more damage in just that window. Do I? Do I just bring the crossbow for that one window? Because if I do, then I can probably justify using better bolts. Okay, what we're looking for. I mean, we probably want diamond. They're so expensive. What was it? Range strength 122. What's the range strength on these? What, current is 57. Oh, does it not tell you unless you got a crossbow equipped? I suppose it makes sense, but you know. 105. Okay, so it is... Does a few max hits make it that big of a difference with a dragon crossbow, though? That's the question. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna buy 100 of these. And we're gonna test it. We're gonna test the theory. And away we go! Alright, here we go, here we go, here we go. Oh my god, I did it again. We're gonna pretend you didn't see that. It briefly went up. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. I keep trying to make my... This is making me really upset. Why? Why? Just keep barraging, just keep barraging. The setup's obviously not going to be anywhere near as good for this barrage, but... In fact, a couple more gear swaps might be necessary. We're running into that little old paradox, where the worse your gear is, unfortunately the more skill you need to make up for it. Now I know people always say that, you know, it's never gear over skill, but gear can cover up a bit of shit. It can cover up bad mechanics, bad mistakes. And frankly, it speeds things up so much that it's not always worth hiding behind that excuse, because I'm not doing a lot wrong here, but I just can't fucking hit anything. Like, we're gonna need a bigger switch. Which is not something I wanted to bring for the low. The sort of budget gear. Because I'm not gonna lie to you, I was kind of under the impression that budget setup would be okay here. It's not fucking panning out that way, is it? See that? I almost dragged it in there then. This dehyde setup way better with this blowpipe, right? So we've kind of fixed one problem and broken something else. Now we don't hit with the magic so much. But we do still get hits. There's a 25. Lovely. Just keeping the health up, you know what I mean? No panic, no panic. Get off that spot. Obviously, whenever he's changing, the first thing I'm thinking is, there's a tentacle coming right underneath me. Which is maybe not something you should need to think about in day-to-day life, but here we are. Okay, we're still getting freezes with it. We're just hitting a lot of splashes in between, aren't we? That's our big problem. And the hits aren't as much of a hit as we were getting before. Oh, shit. Don't drink tea while you're bossing. That will get you killed. And I'm talking directly to myself here, just so you know. A little bit of health back. Although, maybe I should keep those for right at the end. Although we'll maybe talk about that a little bit more when we're trying to get the longer trips in. Right now we're just trying to find a budget setup that's really worth using. That's kind of my main issue right now, is that the other ones have just been so unoptimized that I couldn't possibly recommend any of them, really. Right. The one thing here is the timing's just weird. So I'd almost recommend a crossbow for this whole bit, because you can just trade blows then. You can just do one his way, then you switch to smite, and back his way. You just go punch for punch. See? Just on and off. So I think that might be the call. We're gonna go with a budget set. Then that's it. Oh dear, decided to hit. While you've got space, get the blowpipe. But then you've also got... Well, it's definitely hitting a lot more this time, so... Alright, I was itching my face. Nobody saw that. Okay, so you can get pretty consistent kills doing it this way. You're not going to be going for like multiple kill trips, or if you do, you're going to be kind of like waiting on a supply drop. Like, I could do another kill here. Like, would it be worth it? With this gear, like, probably not, because if you just get a little bit of bad luck thrown in there, you burn through a load of food. Like, especially if you're, like, expected to use food. Let's go back. Let's go back. Let's go. Let's try. Let's find out. Oh my god, if I go back through that... Right, what are my kill times saying? Yeah, right, so you see here, my kill time was 7 minutes, 10 seconds. What was the one before that? 6:21. So just to put a frame of reference, like even without my PB, which I think is only the first time, I think the first combat achievement, timed combat achievement, speed chaser or whatever, it's like 2 minutes 30. Then the next one's 2 minutes, and then the next one's 1 minute 30. So even I've got time that needs making up, but you'll never make up that amount of time with this gear just based on how little damage you're doing. So 100%, you're definitely not going to do your CAs this way. Learn the boss this way. Like, if you just want to go get a couple of kills, learn the boss, I wouldn't sit here for a grind with this gear. I think that would be miserable, to be honest. But let's go again. Let's go again. Let's go again. Oh, that bar is gonna kill me. I don't know why I can't put it anywhere. It normally just sits on the top. But I don't even know why it is where it is. That's not where I keep it. Oh yeah, we should probably have a look at our mage switch as well. But we're just figuring out whether this setup does 2 kills in a trip. And yeah, I'm gonna call that a trip. I'm just gonna call not banking a trip. It's up to you whether you think going to the house in between. Obviously, if you're looking to chase combat achievements where you get 10 kills in one trip, which I've already done, so we're getting there. We'll get there. But I quite like killing him, teleporting to house, teleporting back outside, killing him, teleport to house, teleport back outside. When you get to the higher level gear, then you don't really use any supplies some runs. And that's obviously very nice in terms of helping you make a little saving. You're not going to save a lot by not using any food, like, but you do save a lot by just taking less shots with everything, so that's another reason why. I could do with a gear switch for magic that's a little bit more involved than the one I've got, because the amount of time it's taken me to actually land the freeze, sometimes, is so long that it's almost not worth having the magic, even though, like, range is going to do a load more damage, but even compared to how it was when I was using full void, range wasn't as good, but magic was better, so we need to get closer to how it was performing when I had the void setup. Okay, so we just keep the pressure up. I mean, we could do a little bit of blood barrage healing But again, you're talking about extending the trips out, and I just... Can he say it'd be worth it? Yeah, I'm really not liking the current magic setup. I wouldn't recommend this to anybody. A three-way switch is not enough of a switch. That's what we've learned. We're just... The chance of it catching is just not anywhere near high enough. This is fucking stone cold now. Shit. Well. I tried. One thing we're learning quickly is just don't drink tea while you're bossing. Believe it or not, not ideal for the cause. No! Fucking. Fuck. Fucking. Hit him! Thank you. To be honest, I don't care if I'm just wasting time and he's gonna swap back. Go on. Oh no, he's just gonna swap back. Ah, the loadout's getting there, but it ain't there yet. It ain't there yet, Chief. Blowpipes. Perfectly flat. Perfectly fine play. That's for sure. You don't need a T-bow. What good news is that? Why are you locking off that one side? I do need to go back there at some point, so let's... How is this not enough? Oh, come on, don't make me run back through him. God, catch a bloody freeze. Oh my. That is not the right thing. That's you. Okay. So you see here, 1 for 1 every time. It's just going past that threshold, and then just go back to the blowpipe, hopefully, and just finish this off. Oh my god. Alright, a couple of nice little heals with the blowpipe as well. We're cruising, we're cruising, we're cruising. I mean, maybe my experience is a little bit bad, but I guess this was maybe just the regular learning experience, eh? But I suppose you'll see later on in the week. Well, at least it gave me 500k, so it made the gear we took sort of worth it, I suppose, that trip. But at least we proved we could do 2 trips with this loadout, so... wait, what am I doing? This is the one we want. Yeah. Okay, so 2 kills, 500k. 500k, and what was the kill time? 8 minutes and 7 minutes. So, I mean, you can still make like 1.5, 2 mil an hour, even at this rate. So maybe I'm being a little bit harsh on this method, to be honest. This is not bad, but we're gonna throw in a couple more mage switches, because I think they'll make all the difference. You know what else I think might make a difference? Let's just go and get some whatever is cheapest blessed d'hide. Off we go. I mean, this stuff will come in useful again, won't it? It's never gonna stop being though. Oh, what's the Atlatl d'hide? What was that called? Is it in here? Sammy, is that the one? Why is it actively traded for 4 million if the price is 1.2? Eh? Okay, well then, I guess we just go with a regular set. What's mixed hide? Okay, that's not what we're here for. Don't worry about it. Let's just grab some... Ancient Dragon Hide? What dragon's the cheapest? Also, what's the... I think we do just buy a Mystic Top. Mystic bottom, lovely, lovely, lovely. There we go with purple. But by the looks of it, you can get, I don't know, 600k, something like that. Just a cheap d'hide set. Let's unpack that. Let's bang that on instead of what I've got on. Well, I suppose Barrow's gloves are still better for... But we'll just do that for now. Chuck that in there. We'll stick with the glory because there's not a massive difference between that and the Fury, so No need for that. And then... So look, right. So what's our magic bonus here? 17 attack bonus. And 12%. Which is boosted to 77 attack bonus from 17. With 2 more switch slots. In theory... Okay, so if you've got the extra... Tormenting Bracelet, it feels a little expensive, doesn't it? Is it 22 mil? So without it, it's sort of... If you've got 20 mil, then that's the setup. If you've got sort of 40, 50 mil... Now, I think the Tormented Bracelet is the next biggest upgrade, but I'm not going to bring it just because... Feels a little bit expensive to take as like a first upgrade. Or a day one upgrade, shall we say. Take the Sears ring. I think that makes sense, right? And if this is not something you're used to doing, the gear switch, that's going to be relevant for every boss forever for the rest of the time. So you might as well get used to that. It's not hard to get used to, and you can train it at a bank if you want to. You just stand at a bank, changing in and out of gear. Right, let's... For now. Actually, no, that's a total lie, because I need some of them. Okay, so... Less food, more switches. Let's see what this does for the cause. Now... 28 mil. That's my total value here. It's not bad. It's not bad. Sub 30 mil, right? So this is your 30 mil setup. There are obviously a couple of non-tradables in here. That was very cold. Alright, we're gonna go in. We're gonna get a kill with our new setup. Oh my fucking god. I did it again. Alright, I'm going for... This one should be good in. Just gonna tag it up. Just gonna tag it up. Nice to have. Good to see at a glance. Do you know what? Just for the glory, I'm gonna tag that green for a sec as well, just because. That's how we like it. Yellow, for me, means spec weapon, but it can be somewhat interchangeable with your main weapon, so... It's up to you if you want to just change it on the fly. You really don't have to. But you could. Okay, let's go again. Alright, here we go. First time having a look at our nice big switch. We've already landed. We're landing hits. We're landing hits. We'll see how it goes over the duration of a whole fight. But if I had to say, it's looking much better. This is an extremely good start compared to what we've seen so far. Oh. Right, so that's a little special attack he does. Screen goes dark. You get a bunch of tentacles coming after you. It's just how it is. But don't, try not to mix it up with the one where he turns into a cloud of smoke and then flies around the room. Because that's another one. But we can see now already how much less money I'm going to waste just by having a bigger gear switch between the two. Chugging some mad tack in there. Using a blowpipe spec to heal up. Crazy. I know, I know. But the damage here is much clearer. Let's say that much. The magic is a hitting. Good thing with magic, long distance. So you can stand here and do magic all you want. I'm not going to guarantee it's going to hit anything. Evidently. But, you know. Similar to the Tebow, or I assume any shadow methods there are here. You can hit everything there, so maybe swap to magic in this setup just for that phase, but I don't think it hits a huge amount, to be honest. But I'll try it. I'll give it a couple more tries anyway. But we'll definitely give it a couple more tries, because this is looking like the setup so far, isn't it? It's, this setup has the most potential. But it's been fun seeing why some stuff works and why some stuff doesn't. It's not something that you always think about. You just sort of look on a guide, tells you to do something a certain way. And then you just take that as fact forever. For the rest of time. Okay. So now we're just gonna... Once he's done doing magic, so casually go back to trade and hit. Hey, we're hitting. I know you saw that little bit of, I didn't mean to add that in yet, but, you know. I got a little hit off while he was doing the magic. Crazy, crazy. Okay, boys. Okay. Man with the fucking smoke here. I like that. I like what we see. The reason I'm ticky in there is because I don't really want to waste a load of time, and I want to get as much heal as possible. So I'm not just gonna... Oh, ow. You see, if I'd have made a mistake then and not prayed for the magic hit, that'd have been a bye-bye's moment. Okay. This setup, not too bad. This setup for the budget setup. This is the one, I think. Because look at the difference. The only extra things I brought was a Mystic Robe top and bottom, Seer's Ring, and I changed out a Black D'hide into Ancient. And had I done it, maybe not made as many mistakes, I might have used no food at all and just used 1.5 superstores. So then you're in much more profitable territory. Right, I think we got time for one more kill before we do a BRB. So let's do that. And we go just back with the inventory we had. Lovely. Let me just... I got 3,000 dragon darts, so have a rough look at how, you know, how we get through darts over the next couple of hours, I suppose. But as you can see there, we're down to a 5-minute kill. So just that couple of extra switches took, well, what, 3 minutes off the fight? 3 minutes? But let's say, just to be generous, somewhere between 2 and 3 minutes. Because I don't think that's going to be the fastest kill we'll see with this setup either. So it's kind of crazy the difference that just a couple of items will make. Like the difference between doing a 3-way switch and doing a 6-way switch is obviously massive. So this is where learning the skills is going to benefit you more than the gear. Because if you did an 8-way switch, for example, and you had a mage and range setup, again, you might be able to get away with less. Now, we've talked about the other side of this, which is there's not a lot less than this, because, like, blowpipe is going to be basically everybody's go-to boss in range weapon if you're not using a bowfer or a T-bow. So I would probably assume if you're gonna do a load of Muspah, probably have already aimed for something like bowfer. Like bowfer seems like something that would be the thing that most people at that level will have. Right, let's see if we can hit these. See if we can hit. Oh, itchy nose. Nah, I still didn't hit anything. Still, it's probably not worth it then. I guess you just sit on there and... I'll try crossbow next time. See if that hits all areas, but I just don't think it does. Blowpipe just busted though. Blowpipe's the best. Right, now we can start thinking about taking the mounted prayer off. Like, if you know this distance between you and you're paying attention, you don't really need the prayer drain here, right? So, you can start thinking about taking that melee prayer off. If anything, you know, if you feel like he's getting a bit too close to you, just quickly bang it back on. No big deal. This is something, obviously, I do because I'm comfortable, though, rather than something you would try and do straight away. So if that's where you're getting to now and you are getting a bit more comfortable in these moments, think about what prayers you're using. Like if you're just like, as I know some people, they'll just like camp rigger all the way through. Like every fight. But the difference between having, you know, your mage pray or piety, wherever it is, on, is big. So, like, take it seriously, or, like, try and think about it when you can. Obviously, if you're just getting, like, super overwhelmed, it's not the end of the world. But it will make a difference at the end of the day to your runs. Alright. Back to a little bit of chill now. Take that prayer off. Ah! I can't stop itching my nose! Kill that. Lovely. That's what we want. He does a hit. I do a smite. Pray for his hit, and go back to smite. Pray for his hit, go back to smite. Pray for his hit, go back to smite. Like if this is a bit that trips you up, and you normally like changing ammo and stuff for it, just get something that matches up tempo with him. And just trade hits. There's no rush in that section, really. Again, there, little blowpipe spec just to get the health beans back up. And there we go. Second kill of the trip. I've still used not a huge amount of supplies. So what have we used? Almost 3 restores, 2 food, and 2 kills. And that was the difference between like a close kill without these, sorry, and with a slightly worse hides setup. Made a big difference. That's the biggest leap so far in like a little bit of extra cost, massive amount of extra survivability. And on that note, it's a good time for a little break. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm not massively expecting anyone to jump in the chat today, but if there's anyone here, I love you long time. And I'll be back in like 5 minutes with a new cup of tea and a new outlook on life. I'll have a cup of tea. I won't have a new outlook on life. But, you know. Okay. Okay, well, given what happened that round... You know what, lad? Do it when you get back. BRB. Almost left you without a little bit of music. Gotta have something, right? Lovely. Lovely, lovely. BRB. We are back in the room. Ah, lovely. I love a little bit of ambient music. Let's turn that back off though. Back in the zone. So, you know what? I won't go greedy. I won't go greedy here. We'll take one extra super restore because then that should get us 4 kills, maybe? Barring any major mistakes. One day. I guess we just keep it centered at least. That's all we got. Tried to steal a heal. Didn't get one. There we go. We're in the running away. So we don't take any damage. Now he's frozen. Take off our protect melee. And just barrage him down. Okay, lovely. Nice little phase. Make sure you're praying for those. Let's see if this works. What about with long range? No. It's not quite long enough. Which is annoying. Again, mage. I'm listening up for the sound. It's up to you. If you don't play with sound on, if he puts his hands above his head, he's about to cast a magic attack. So, there's your cue. But that does require more watching, so I would recommend just having sound effects turned on. Okay, we'll just barrage him down. He is no threat to us when he is in melee. As long as we have a decent setup for barraging. Now, honestly, if you wanted to go... Oh my god, do not get caught in those. That is bad for health. Again, protect the magic. Okay, no special attack yet. Attack magic. Lovely, caught it straight away. Now it's up to you. If you want a bit of comfort, let's say I want a little bit of comfort. I'm just gonna heal up. Want it? Is this close? Just got a couple of hits in. Yes, it is. Okay, Now, let him get hit off, and then we start hitting, and then he hits, we smite. He hits, we smite. Why was that second one so... Oh, I've got to change that. Rapid. Keep it on rapid. Right, here we go. He hits, we change to smite, and then flick back straight away after. See, that was a bad flick. Here we go again, it's the groove of it. Even managed to get a little flick off before the magic attack hits. And this is kind of the key here, is any time when you're shooting and you don't have smite up, the run is just taking longer. You know what I mean? So okay, nice. And we got a supply drop. So, should be able to get a decent trip out of this. Okay. As long as you stay in the instance, I think the loot stays on the floor for now, so don't pick it up and redrop it, just leave it on the floor. As long as you leave it on the floor, it stays. Alright, we've run out of Bastion, so we're gonna just repot up. Although there's a little bit of my brain that thinks maybe we didn't pot up last time. But you see there, another 5-minute kill, so this setup seems to be pretty consistent on the 5-minute kills, but we'll see. We'll see, because we're gonna probably keep this setup for the rest of the stream. So I think this is about the sweet spot for a budget setup. 30 mil. 30 mil, I think it's a good sweet spot, this. And I think an attainable one on an Iron Man as well. Like, I have most of this on my Iron Man, or close enough, but it wouldn't make a huge difference. The difference then would be levels, but I am doing things like not potting magic. But maybe we could do a few runs where I don't pot at all, just to see how this would affect you if you were maybe a little bit lower range level than 99. Although I would imagine most people are, you know, AFK in the combats to max, especially people doing bossing. Like, you're probably doing a bit of Nightmare Zone, doing a bit of crab when you're not paying attention, at least until you're max, because it doesn't take very long, so. So we got a nice little heal in there. Yeah, it was a little one. It was a little one. We're just listening out for that magic. Listening out for the magic. Get right back in the corner. Trying to land us a freeze. If we can't, then we gotta get moving. Now that we have landed one. You know what? I'm just going to stand in the safe spot. Hopefully catch a magic hit or two. If I don't catch any, don't worry about it. So we'll give him the hood. Now he's back in his standard form. You could technically take your hat off as well to do this. It would do a little bit more. everything else is somewhat useful. There again, just listening out for that magic attack. Makes it easy to avoid. Oh. Well, that was a misclick, but, I mean, it doesn't hurt to overheal, I suppose. Okay, we should be in a pretty good spot now here, and this will take us most of the way to the end, I would imagine, this little phase. Landed another freeze, so we don't need to worry about that. And now, it should be last range until he goes to the middle. Okay. There we go. He goes. I go. Don't worry about missing a shot there. It's worth just not taking the damage. Though it does get annoying if he does it a load of times. Sync enough for that to land. Okay, and there's our last hit. Now we just want to whip this bad boy out. Maybe get a heal in there if we can. Oh, we did. We buffed the spike though, so we need to keep an eye out for that. But we should be in the clear now. Come on, though. Thank you. Right. So we got one more summer pie. Let's get that in us. I can't remember exactly what H and Brew does. Ah, right. Okay. Attack, strength, defense down. Prayer magic up. I mean, your defense is not massively useful here as long as you're not getting hit by anything. Would it hurt to get a bit of extra defense? No. That's why I use the Run and Bastion potion, but maybe we try. Maybe we try without the Bastion potion as well. See if there's a little save in there to be made. Shouldn't take a lot more damage. But I'm not going to say we won't take any more damage, because a bit of extra health, a little bit of extra defense, I should say, does go somewhat of a way. We're looking good, and the switches are quite clean, obviously. They could be cleaner. There's a few mistakes still happening in here. Just taking my eye off the ball more than anything. There's no huge surprises with this boss. You do get pretty much the same experience every time you fight him. But you do... One thing people always just say to me is to pay attention to where you're putting these spikes. As long as you stay running around the outside of the arena, you're not... That's not going to become an issue. Oh. Then that's not going to become an issue for you. There's enough space in here to get all the way through this fight. If you've got gear like we saw earlier when I was running a worse setup, then I maybe get it. Like, yeah, you need to be really cautious about where you put the spikes. But honestly, if you're not getting a kill in a trip, this boss is not worth grinding full right now. Like, there's bigger priorities. If you can't get this setup, then there's probably better bosses to do than Muspah, to be honest. But that being said, I like this setup. I think this setup really works. Oh, I need to start paying more attention. There's one thing that definitely will get you killed. Not paying enough attention to them. Right, we're gonna sneak past while he's frozen and get ourselves over into our better location. And we can bait him over into this corner if he comes again. Oh, Jesus, they were far too close. Decent hit. Okay, we're getting some hits. Just keep it up. The main thing now is, if I spend a second healing up and then I go out of sync and it slows that section down, like this is the better place to heal, because we're already out of any pressure for needing to keep switching to smite or anything like that. Just an easier time to eat. So just keep focusing on the prayers during the prayer phase. And yeah, you got all the time in the world during this section. To some degree, we did see earlier that you can get boxed in which case you might need to button down the hatches and just get it done, but there we go. There we go. So, I don't think there's another trip in me just based on prayer alone. How many kills did we get out of that? But anyway, 5 minute 35, 6 minutes was the one before, 5 minutes was the one before, 4 minutes 58 was the one before, 5 minutes 7 was the one before that. So, this one's pretty consistently putting in 5 minute, maximum 6 minute kills. Which means at least you could get like 8 done an hour. And based on my loot tracker, you're like 150k each. So probably like it's over a mil an hour. So that's probably worth it for a lot of people. And that's with a 30 mil setup. So, I mean, it's... I don't know. I mean, 3 hours is like 10% of your net worth if that 30 mil is your entire net worth. So, probably less. Probably 2 hours. It's probably closer to 1.5 mil an hour. Oh, I don't know if I like that. It doesn't matter right now. It doesn't matter right now. We're going back the way we came. Shall we see if Divine Ranging makes any difference? I think we should. Oh, saying that. I need to stop doing that, but I could probably use regular pro potions too. There's nothing about super restores that makes them a requirement. They're just more versatile, so I have 450 of them. So that's how we're doing that math, basically. Alright, what I might do is chuck a couple of anglers in for slightly higher single heals and an overheal if I need some space. That sounds like something that could work. But now that we're out of that sort of 7-8 minute kill territory, which it's only an extra 2 minutes, but the problem is at the end. It's when all those spikes are happening. Like, your kills can't be that slow. It's just not practical. And that end section just burns resources and that includes the prayer bit. Just burns resources if you haven't got at least some level of setup. I did think it would be a little bit closer between Void and some Blessed Dehyde, but it's not. The Blessed Dehyde has been, alongside the magic setup, has been a big improvement. So, right, somebody tell me, why am I using magic right now? You use range against range, even though it doesn't really make much sense, but that is the way. Oh yeah, and we're actually going to use the Divine Ranging Potion as well. That's the plan. Instead of the Bastion, that is, just to make that clear and obvious. What am I doing? Right, my brain's not working properly. Here's a little something that creeps in when you do start farming something. You gotta stay somewhat focused. You gotta get used to having like a level of focus that lasts a little bit longer than just going to get a kill, or going to get a couple of kills. You do something for a few hours, you gotta stay switched on about it. You are your main enemy at that point. Why did this path then change? It's probably my fault, but I want to believe it wasn't. Right, he's going to switch in a sec, and then we're going to have a little spike. Oh, no, we're going to go into cloud mode. Why not do a little bit of lazy flicking here? We could do a little bit of more lazy flicking when he's just in his regular frozen state. But we'll get to that and why it might have more benefits than just saving you a bit of prayer. One of them being that it keeps your brain switched on. It's a bit like, if you've never played COD, then this reference means shit to you, but it's a bit like YY in COD. You keep switching weapons. I know there's a practical use for that as well, which is that you can see in the space where your gun was. It's not a strong one, but, you know, I get it. But I know people like to do it because it does keep them switched on. Even though it looks hella dumb if you're videoing yourself. So, if you're gonna record yourself, don't do it. But I get it. And there's some logic to it here as well. Even just outside of saving it. Strange tangent. That was a nice little flick. Nice little flick. Okay. It's getting finished. It's getting finished. We shouldn't need to eat. As long as we don't mess up our prayers, we shouldn't need to eat. It's just more time that you're not doing damage. Just think of it that way. Any eating. We go back in the 5-minute zone. Now, I don't know what else to do. It's just to show you this, which is what I normally do in a long trip, which is I just go and use a fountain, teleport back, and then it just resets again when you go in. Because there's enough downtime at the end of a phase, especially if he doesn't drop a load of supplies. Just go get your health back, and your prayer back, and you don't have to use a bunch of supplies then. It's a nice start, considering I'm not potted. Suppose there's something I should probably remember at the end of a round as well. With these 5-minute kills, you're gonna run out of Divine Potion. Now, do I think running non-divines would necessarily be better? No. But obviously, if you're an Iron Man or you don't want to spend on divines, then by all means, use regular potions. But make sure you use a bit of preserve if you're gonna. Make the goodness last. Okay, very chillin'. Get off that spike. Move away from him. Make sure we don't hit the spikes as we're running through. There we go, we finally catch our freeze. Just gonna take that coif off just for a second, do a little bit more damage. Can't hurt, can't hurt. Okay, and then straight back into our range. So I suppose if I had to say what the main things that need to be kept on top of to actually succeed at doing a longer stint on this boss. One of them's gear switching. You need to be comfortable with doing a decent gear switch, because the difference it makes being able to use both combat styles is big. Right, so that's the first major takeaway. The other is obviously prayer switching. If you have to, start by focusing on just, you know, melee, pro melee, pro range, pro mage. Because ultimately, they are the only ones that matter. The ones that are keeping you alive. And then just camp whatever the thing you think you're going to use most is. That is an option. That is an option. But I do highly recommend switching your offensive prayer as well. Just at the same time. Just get used to switching it at the same time you're switching your normal prayers. Or maybe even just do it when you switch your normal prayers. So like, even if you switch gear and don't swap over because something else is going on, just the next time you remember, or next time you need to switch prayers for the enemy, just throw your current switch in. That was pretty clean. That was pretty nice little clean one. Let's actually throw my crouch back on now. That would have made sense, but hey ho. What the hell? What was that? Okay. Okay. Again, now we're going into the quicks. We're just sort of seeing what times we can get with this now. Look at that, that's a way nicer one. 4:19. So that's nice with this setup. That's the best we've seen. Alright, I'm right on the edge with restore, and this is where if you're using a method like mine where you're just going to use a Rejuve pool between kills, then more prayer potions are going to be the way to go, because as you can see, on good runs and when you get in the flow, I shouldn't actually need as much food as I've currently got. So once you're used to your setup, used to the boss, that's when you can start thinking about reducing that food pile and start increasing this super restore or prayer potion pile. Oops, let's get our range potion on again. Yep, I was running away. Again, running away. Can't catch a hit, but we're running away, so it's fine, so he's not gonna hit us. Now he's caught. Let's turn on pro melee. So we're gonna go around this like this. Okay, so as you saw there, a couple of tricky prayer swaps, while I'm also trying to change my gear, but you always prioritize prayer. That's the thing that'll stop you from dying. You just gotta make sure that you are hot on it. As soon as you hear the sound, or get a visual cue of the thing that can kill you. Right, got a bit close to that. I was not textbook, but I did the job. I'm just gonna eat to be safe. Here we go, nice and easy. We did talk about prey flicking these bits. Something you can do, but it's another one where if you get caught there, like if you're in the middle of prey flicking and then it requires you to step off and change gear and change sprays, it's one more thing on top of the other, so like prey flicking is really only worth it right at the end of your learning curve, where you're just trying to squeeze the very most out of every little thing, which I will be trying to do, but it'll be in a few days, and it'll be with the best in SWAT set. And we'll see if we can push some of the CAs, the Achievemontes. I'm not entirely sure what I'm thinking on the next upgrade path would be, though. I'm kind of thinking that an imbued heart kind of be the thing that I'm thinking about. But it's probably not the thing that gives the most bang for the buck. Or at least I'd be surprised if it was. Alright, let's trade some hits. Just as soon as he hits, I'm into the smite. As soon as I hit, into the range. But I don't know. We're just being safe there. Oh. Just ate up. Straight back into the flow. We're out of prayer very soon. Oh. Okay, this could be an issue. Well, that's a real shame. I just sort of ran out of prayer. There was a bit of shittery going on at the end, just in terms of how much damage I was doing, because if I just landed a few hits, I would have cleared that last kill for the trip. Would have been nice to get at least, would it have been 3 or 4? 4? Landing on 4? No. Not 4, what the fuck am I on about? 2. We're landing on 2. But we could have had this close to a third. Which is not bad in this little budget setup. It could have been third. There was a couple of mistakes that, if you got rid of them... We could have got a third kill out of that. We could have. But we go again. We show the power of perseverance. Alright, this is the setup. This is the 3 kills a trip setup. We'll see. We'll see now. I left the fucking room again. This is why I made a note of it. You know what I should have got when I went downstairs? Mowams. These Mowams are great. Okay. I think now we maybe just try and keep an eye on our divine a little bit more. Let's just stick it down here. So all the important information is sort of in this line. Bit of a strange way to manage it, I suppose, but it's all there. Just feel like I'm not watching it enough up in that top corner, do you know what I mean? It's just, when it's out, I don't feel it. Oh, I can't remember. I'm sure there was a way. It doesn't matter. I'm sure there's a way to make this go. I'm just gonna sit this out a sec, because these range weapons ain't reaching anyway. That's really not worth the damage I'll take chasing it around the room. Oh, you dick. There's another mistake though. That's what you gotta avoid. Remember how to run. Right, so I've used like 24 of those bolts so far. So, they've stretched, they've been worth bringing. It definitely has an auxiliary weapon though. Do not use it as your main range weapon. It slows the hell out of your kills. That's nice. That's a nice catch, nice hit. Oh, that's what happens when you switch back too early. That's a teachable moment. Don't be too hasty, or you'll pay the pasty price. Right. Why the hell was... Oh yeah, I was... not in syncing the correct way. But it's okay. As long as he doesn't do magic every 2 seconds. I just gotta trade. I just can't go for the magic hits. Well, I think it's fair to say I came into this one overly confident. And have been somewhat humbled. Still using magic offensive threat for some reason. A little bit twitchy. A little bit twitchy, that. Mostly based on my own mistakes, though. Kind of messed up the bag based on that, but it's fine. It's fine, we'll go again. Alright, nice and calm, fresh start. We still forgot about the range potion, which I'm sure made a difference right at the end. Right, I do need to... Nope, it's not status bars. Okay, it's still fairly clean, fairly clean, fairly clean. I did mess one up because I was trying to figure out how to get this bar to go back up there. But apparently it's stuck under something. You see that? Even if I stick it up there, it pushes the multi-combat sign down. What the hell is going on with it? was a nice little spec. Little chunk of health. I like it, gotta love it. Always stay vigilant on the mage. Buff. It's hitting like a truck. That's good. That's what you want to see. There we go, no need to rush. So I'll rush that switch a little bit there. Oh, I can actually time the mage ones as well. It's early enough. That was very nice, very clean. Is anyone shocked to find out that the dragon bolts are definitely better than the non-dragon bolts? Okay, I just wanted to double check. It's pretty nice though, pretty clean. If anything, it put us back on track. So it would be... I don't think we've done a 3-kill trip yet. So... not with the budget gear. So this could be a... Although I'm doing it under my own little caveat rules. Obviously I'm using a regen pool between kills. So if you want to count an actual legit 3-kill trip as after that, that's fine. Those trips will come. But right now I just mean based on the amount of food and prayer potions that I'm bringing. Like how many kills is that getting me? Because it gives you a good indication of what your damage is like, what your mechanics is like. If you go in and you're using every piece of supply, well then you're really touching cloth on, you know, the ability to do a long stint or more than just a couple of kills on that boss. So you want to just make sure that you know where you stand with your inventory and how many kills that's realistically going to get you. Now, in a couple of hours, I already know with mine, with this setup, it's probably going to get me 3, maybe 4 kills. Probably 5 kills if my mechanics are perfect. But let's say 3 or 4 on average is going to be about right with this gear so far from what we've seen. We'll see if I clean my act up even more. And that turns into more, but I have to think with this 30mm setup, it's probably about as good as it gets-ish. Like, the main thing is just how much damage you can put out, right? So, like, at this point, where we're just trying to increase speed of kill. Well, I think the mechanics are okay at this point. I'm having fun with that magic attack. Come on, bat, and thank you. Okay, there we go. So just weave in the spikes. Make sure you don't take any unnecessary damage from the spikes. I've seen me play before. I know I've got it in me. Nice little catch by the, What the hell? Just misclicked straight into the... Always good to see. Always good to see a good old misclick. Nice. It's just early enough. So you want to time that first shot. Just the tick after he fires his ball. That's the sweet spot, because then you can even get hit in when he does his magic attack. There we go, nice little... Nice little set. Switch back to the... Bellow pad! And there it is. 3-kill trip. Oh. Wow. Junk. Let's see how we did. 3 kills. Not bad. Was that 3 kills? Or was that 4 kills? Or 3 kills, right? Oh, fuck. Get the fuck out, yeah. I thought clicking it, well... Okay, so 199, 198, 197... Yeah, I think it was 3 kills. But it's moving forward. 5 minutes 42, 5 minutes 1 second, 5 minutes 37. It's around that like mid. It is about mid 5 minutes. 5:30 average, I reckon, with this setup and my skill set. But hopefully that gives you some idea of where that lands you, what your next best step might be, and what it is that you really need to learn to pick this up. Ah, it's something about talking non-stop. Dries your mouth out. Okay, let's go with another 5 supers. I don't think we're low enough on mistakes yet to go more supers and less food. I'm still doing a few boo-boos with this current setup. And I suppose once it's another thing you kind of need to get used to is I'm 3 hours in to killing this boss now. You do get a little bit complacent. You do get those fucking door. Okay. Okay, you got me again. Oh, no. No. We're not starting this fight. We're trying to figure out... I'll do it after the stream, actually. That would be a poor use of time. Let's get going. But, oh my god, I need to sort this out. What the hell is that? It's crazy. Also, chip damage? I'm not a fan. I do not like unavoidable damage. It's not cool, it's never been cool, never will be cool. I'm sure there's a reason for it. But I'm praying the right thing and it's doing damage to me, so... I'm not happy about it. And I'm allowed to not be happy about it, okay? Alright, we're gonna cut this out. Oh, hi cat. We have a friend. She's not appearing on stream because she's not me. Guys, do you want to hit? And this is always something that can happen. Sometimes you think something doesn't work. Maybe you just did some splashing. It happens. It does happen. But generally speaking, it affects the average completion time much less than you think. Like, yeah, you might have a run of like 10 hits where you got a bunch of zeros, and it's easy to remember that, but for the most part, you do generally balance out, even over quite short periods of time, so... Don't stress too much about that one run you have that takes an extra minute because you didn't stop splashing or whatever. It happens. It happens. I don't know why I've got that pro on. I don't need it on. We're just keeping an eye out for this thing underneath me. No, the complacency can set in, so... Just try and get those the silly mistakes out. Let's get them out of the system. And then tomorrow see how far we can push this. Although, I don't know... I don't know how long I'll stay on this setup, because I think we're soon going to reach the end of just kind of how many kills you can get with this setup. I'm sure you can get more with a really good trip and mechanics spot on and stuff, but once you start reducing the times down to like 3 minutes, you don't even really use much super restore. So we'll see, maybe tomorrow, but definitely Thursday, how that affects the trip quite dramatically. Where I got the... There didn't seem to be time on that second magic hit, did there? But there was on the first one? I got a hit in? Maybe I just can't do it. Maybe I didn't get a hit in on the first one. Maybe I'm just tripping balls. Okay, we're comfortably out of the... last phase. Also, if you stand over close to this, when they make this... Well, I finally did the dead. I did the dying. Took a while. No, let's go to the bank. Let's just go to the bank. Okay, so there we go. Pathing. Think about pathing, especially when you have shit on the ground that you're not supposed to stand on. Let's take a little cheeky icy basalt. Am I not supposed to keep stuff and stuff with ornament kits on? I thought that was the thing. I thought ornament kits basically become like freebies. Maybe I don't know enough about how that works. Right, that's everything, I think. Well, let's not let it kill our flow. 16k! This setup costs 16k to die with. Now you have clean eyes, cat. How do you feel? Simba. My bad. This is my little friend, Ben. She's a happy lass, but hopefully you can't feel the smooths through the microphone. Right, well, You know what? At least dying was cheap. Back we go. I'm a little sad though, just because of how close we were to the end. That felt extraordinarily unnecessary. As you might be able to tell, I have plenty of food. And I should have used some of it. And that's a little something that comes with overconfidence. Alright. Damage is flowing so far as well. It's flowing. Let's keep it going. Keep our ears locked for the magic sound. Keep our eyes locked for the state change. He's frozen, so we can take this off. Just keep an eye out for the spikes that are on their way towards us. Lovely, frozen again, straight away. Okay, now we've got... Oh! A very poorly timed magic. Protect. Apparently. Rode my luck. Rode my luck. Maybe I'm getting towards the end of my attention span. I definitely thought it was closer than it was. I'll tell you that much. I thought I was fine. I'm not even gonna lie. I thought I was fine. Okay. Just relaxing things. So let's see if some sort of magic potion is worth it. I would doubt it, honestly. But even if it adds a max hit, could be worth. Don't know if it'd definitely really be worth it. It wasn't worth the time to find out, but might check out off stream whether a magic potion. I don't really want to go to Imbued Heart just yet. It doesn't feel very budget setup. But this feels very budget setup, but in a very good way. This is a very capable setup. Right, what the fuck is going on here? That one entire side of the venue being cut off is not ideal. Not gonna lie. I'm right in the sweet spot with this. So as soon as he fires, swap out to smite. And I can even get the magic one as well. There it is. I didn't risk it again. I've just noticed my health. So I thought better to just play it safe for a sec. Just play it. These are the reasons. still gotta think about what's going on, so... Sometimes playing it safe is fine. Sometimes playing it safe is fine. Okay, and there it is. Another kill. Got you purring into the microphone. It's not ideal. Very cute. But I might have to kick you out. I know, I don't want to either, but... You're gonna be purring all over my video. That I'm not recording. Alright, Bear. I love you. I'll be done soon. I promise. Apologies, my cat needed ejecting from the room. Right, well, being as I am gonna get the recording going again, obviously I'll get the other video back, but it's gonna be a VOD. It's gonna be a fucking VOD. Bah humbug. Woosah. It won't be the first time. It is the first time. It won't be the last time, I'm sure. But this is what we've established is the best possible setup for 30mm. Again, let's just pick a skull, kill by player, wilderness beyond 20, that's everything. 28.25mm. So not even the full 30. That's not bad. That's not bad. That's a very decent setup for this. And this, do you reckon that includes the actual kit on this? It's probably like 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, maybe 13, 14, 15, maybe? This might be a sub 20mm setup, you know. It might just be the ornament kit that is taking this, or kits that is taking this over. I don't see any reason why this is over 20mm. Anyway, without ornament kits, about 20mm. And a very strong setup at that. So, what we do, we go in, we always start with prey range on, just because if he's in prey melee, then he's not going to melee me across the room. So, prey mage is the safe bet. Then we're always ready for that switcheroo, and it's straight into melee and running away. It doesn't really matter where you run away to, but I always suggest running around the outside. I like clockwise. You can run counterclockwise. Really doesn't matter. The only thing I suggest is around the outside of the room. And whenever you move in, just have play melee on his melee phase, because ultimately, if he does catch you, then you're going to reduce that hit. But as long as you're moving away from him, you should take no damage. So that's nice. Now, when you're in his range phase, it's not a lot to think about, really. You're just listening out for that magic attack. It'll happen, it'll come, and if it doesn't, then he will change form, and you've got a spike coming underneath you. So, change form, you have to move. Magic attack, you need to change prayer. They're the two things that you're looking at for vast majority of the fight. If the screen goes slightly black, it means that he's going to spawn spikes that chase you around the room. They're not really a threat unless you make them a threat. So just don't stand by them. As easy as that sounds, pretty much how it is. The move when he turns into smoke and flies around the room, you can use Mage during that phase if you want to hit it, but it doesn't hit it very often anyway, to be honest with you, so don't know if I can even bother suggesting that, but it's the only thing you've got because the crossbow doesn't reach across the room, and the blowpipe definitely doesn't reach across the room. So you see there we had a double whammy. We had the mage into changing into melee form while the spikes are chasing us across the room. So you just keep that in mind. That's probably like our worst case scenario moment. But you know, you deal with it how you always deal with it. Prayers and movement first, then you keep getting your damage up. Oh no, my cat's scratching at the door. That was a good hit. Cat, go away a sec. I'm busy. Okay, so this phase, you want to get your attack going in the tick after his attack. So as soon as he attacks, you click him. There you go, you should be in that phase. Then you just pray for his attack, and as soon as his attack leaves his mouth, you just switch to smite. For the magic attack, when that happens, you can still time in the smite. But it's unnecessary if you're not happy taking the risk. See, I do it there, and then switch over to magic, and then and you always heal up after a little mistake. Okay. Nice. Fairly clean. Not perfect, but fairly clean. Right, we're just gonna go for a quick spin on the bowl. And we're straight back in. Just gonna send me back to the exact same place. Nice. Okay, nice and comfortable. Just listening out for those magic sounds, and that's when the magic comes out. Nothing else to think about right now. Little switch. Okay, we got the freeze off, turn prayer off, just save a little bit here. Very nice. Okay, now switching again, make sure you're always moving as soon as you see that switch. Every time. Again, this is the section, so technically you could swap to mage, pop off some mages. I don't seem to hit very often if I do such a thing, not gonna lie. So it's probably not worth the gear switch, especially if you're not already in magic. Let's make sure we're potted up. That helps. It does help. On the bright side, we're already like 2 minutes into the fight, which means I'll have a pot at the actual end of the fight. So that'll be nice. Excited. Excited to see what sort of damage we do when we remember those. Or when we still have pot at the end of the fight. We'll see, we'll see, we'll see. Nice. Stick change means I change. Someone could jump in chat at some point this week. Just to distract me a little while I'm doing this. I'll show you the dangers of distraction. But that's not limited to chatters on the internet. I could be a cat. I could be the missus. It could be so many things. It could be your phone. Any of the distracts. They're all bad for bossing. Okay. Been so far, been so far. And the thing with the potions is like, I shouldn't really be getting caught by that in any way, shape, or form. But also, I'm not used to having to repot during the fight, so excuse my it was a bit of sketch with the magic on it. Okay. Very nice. Well, it's 2. I don't care what you say, it's 1 trip. It's 1 trip until I go back to the bank. What the fuck is that? Note to self. What is horn? What's that horn? What's that horn do? Come on, Meg T. Tell me. Tell me what the horn is. Tell me what the horn does. We're in the unhinged last hour, apparently. When my brain doesn't work and I have to start nicotining. Let's go! Right, so again, as always, start prayer range. Get that offensive range prayer on. Get the pot on. Don't forget about him. If you find a 5-way switch, slightly easier than a 6-way switch, you could probably get away with not doing the ring. I'm gonna throw that out there right now. The big thing is getting out of the ranging gear and into the magic gear. Nope. This is why we have this spot. This is why we have this spot. I will put a link to it somewhere. Description, most likely. But that's the spot you need. It doesn't get hit by any of the smoke, which is why you don't plant the spikes on it. Well, nice and clean so far. We're getting those switches in just in time. Now I'm either waiting for him to switch. Actually, I'm only waiting for him to switch. He can't do magic from melee phase. So, remember that. But now I'm waiting for him to either switch or do magic. You didn't need to bring those guys into the equation. Unnecessary. Okay, and there's the switch. Landed the lowest freeze I could. Nice, double ones, big hits, big hits. Just chip away. Chip away. Oh my golly Jesus. There's one thing to look out for. Always make sure you switch back to range. Right. He shoots, I shoot. He gets a shot off. I get shot off. As soon as that comes at me, straight into my Smite. As soon as it comes into me with my smite, I can still get the magic. No pressure. Just... Alright, we're way too synced up now. That's what we want. Straight after he hits, we get to smite. A little bit tenser than it needed to be honest. Alright, there it is. Okay. So I think this is... Yeah, I don't think I want to make any other major changes to this setup. I think this is the one that I would recommend as baby's first Muspah setup. To be honest, it's like, you can clearly get... Even if I stayed in the room, you can easily get 2 to 3 kills per trip. I see that as a win with a setup like this. And all of our kills are like, look, 5 minutes 30, 5 minutes 6 seconds, 4 minutes 27, 5 minutes 18. So, you probably, once you get in the flow, rarely going over 5.5 minutes. So what does that work out? Should we say we can get 10 kills in an hour like that if we were being fairly efficient with it? So probably looking close to 2 mil an hour. Should we have a look what the official... What does the Muspah strategy say? Okay, so we are down here in terms of loadout. Yep. Well, there you go. So blowpipe's even better than both. However, crystal is higher than blessed. I guess crystal is just better than blessed anyway, but that makes sense. Okay. Where is... Do-do-do. Yes, okay. We got that is tuna potato. A random food to use. Okay, so yeah, this works out. So it is about 150k an hour, but if you get a Venator shard, then Well, if you add in the Venator shards, you're looking at almost 300k an hour. 300k a kill, sorry. 143k a normal kill without Venator shards. So if you can do 10 an hour, you're looking between 1.5 to 3 mil an hour doing this method. So I guess on sort of Thursday when we start really pushing, this is what we'll look to beat, or to match 6 mil an hour. So I'm looking at probably 2 times as many kills an hour. Because we're counting in the Venator shards. So if we count in the Venator shards, even with this current setup, you're looking at 2.5, 3 mil an hour, which pretty good. Pretty good, to be honest. Right, let's go and get some more kills. Let's try and clean up a couple of those little mistakes and get a couple of real tidy runs. I might have to get some more Dragon Bolts for tomorrow. Maybe we can try the prayer drain bolts tomorrow. Consider me interested. Here's a... I did see him using the Elder Maul mine. I might need to look into that when we're looking at bigger setups. That's an interesting choice. Oh, a couple of early heals can't hurt. Well, there you go. You can land a freeze even without the prayer. The prayer helps. That doesn't mean don't use the prayer. But I think this is it. I think this is going to be a few cleany kills. We're just waiting for that switch. There we go. Get off that tile. Always watching out for the magic when he's in that boom. We'll just stand here for a second. There's no point whatsoever chasing this. So now you know it's towards the end. You can go over here near where he's going to be. Just avoid the smokes. Yo, big smoke! Right. But the state changed a little bit late then, because we were avoiding the... Now it's just... feels a little bit too casual sometimes. Nice and easy. Always got our ear open for that. Or if you don't have sound on, then you have your eyes open for it. For a very long time I played without any sound. Starting to get used to how useful it is. If you're gonna do bossing, anything that gives you more information as to what is happening next, that is something that you should probably use. It's like playing shooters with no headphones on. You're just inherently putting yourself at a disadvantage if you do it. So that's pretty much how I feel about the sound on this game doing bossing now. Once you get used to a boss, sure. Just turn the sound off, go on autopilot, stick YouTube on, have fun. But if you're learning a boss especially, you should not have music on you should have game sound on, because you'll know very quickly the sound of the things that hurt. So put that on fucking gun. Be able to hear the sound of things that hurt. Not really liking the current layout of the ground. Ow, gotta be lucky there, because I wasn't even playing the right thing. Should definitely keep that in mind. That hit me? What the fuck? Rude. I'm just trading away. Just avoiding getting hit by that. No rush. Nearly there. Again, we're not getting hit by that. Right, we're gonna watch out for this time, so there we go. I just ran out of... Right, that time I chose to move because I saw the spike coming up on the floor, and then I just double aimed to make sure that I was definitely gonna get the ticky. Or the magic attack. And ticky just means eating on the same tick that you take damage so you don't die. Basically. Okay, spawn kill. That was sort of clean. Again, right in that same spot though, 5 minutes 30. So you know it's pretty much where this setup's gonna land you. At my ability level, I should say. It's where it's gonna land me, I suppose. But at least you know what you can sort of expect to do with it. Cat, go away! Cat, I can't come to the door right now. Just stop scratching the door, please. It's not worth it. There's nothing in it for you. I will give you what you want, but after I'm finished streaming. Now, I wore this robe as a part of the... Oh shit, well, yeah, this, I'm not going back in time for that. I wore this robe as a part of the stream of the sort of wise old man thing. Turns out, it's fucking roasting, so I won't be doing that again. Tomorrow, I'm sure you'll be seeing me in a t-shirt. But I might commit to the bit for the week, just so that I'm wearing it for the video, which will ultimately come from this, and I won't have a costume change in the middle. We're calling it a costume change. It'll be taking off a dressing gown. Cat, stop! I love that cat. I never lock her out. I know she's been an absolute dickhead because I have. Cat, I can't even get to the door until I'm done with this round, so please just let it go for a second. It was the best idea I had, I'm sorry. It wasn't a good one. Do I think I'll ever land a hit with magic doing this? It's just a waste of runes. It's just a waste of runes. 100% just a waste of runes. Don't even bother. It's not worth your time. Right. Alright, here we go. Trading. 1 for 1. You shoot, I shoot. It's always nice hearing the ping, but I don't think it does a lot in this section, I'm not gonna lie. And I always just think, maybe I should get the bolts that drain fire. But we'll try that tomorrow. I don't know why I gave myself more. Right. It felt like a thing. Well, that was touching cloth. Oh. That was a combat task. Nice. And that's how you do space is tight. No, that was just happenstance, but I guess we'll just ride it. That's fine. That seems like a good way to end. Here's what we're gonna do. Just gonna double check. There's nothing else I need to squeeze in here. Ooh, woosah. That's been 4 hours of Muspah. Dialing in the best possible cheap setup. What I'll do for you tomorrow, when I start, I'll tally up how much it costs without the ornament kits, because I still think it's less than 20 mil. I'm 100% sure it's less than 20 mil. So, for 20 mil, pretty good setup. You get a few kills with it. You get at least 2 out of an inventory. Pretty much no matter how good or bad you do. I think tomorrow when I'm a bit fresher and we start again with this, you'll probably see some trips with, 4 or 5, especially if we get a supply drop from Muspah. So, come back for that. I'm gonna sleep now, probably, maybe. Probably. But it's been fun. I've enjoyed it. I hope we get someone in the chat next time. But hopefully this has at least got some of the video done for this. Hoping to do a sort of full investigation every week, and then following week there'll be a long form video. Obviously there'll be shorts from the actual stream itself. So yeah, keep an eye. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday are the streaming nights I'm planning. So if you enjoyed any of this, or you see any of this at any point in time and you think it's cool, stick around, come back, watch some videos, drop me a message. I would love to speak to more people and have some more people to do some bossing with, to be honest, because I'm sort of stuck in a position now where I'm like kind of between two groups, both of which do bossing, and I have like one close friend in both. It's a bit awkward. So if we could make a new group, and then I could suck them in after, and then I'll just have to fucking get along. How about that? Alright. Love you. Stay safe. Have a good evening. Hope you enjoyed. See you next time. See you tomorrow. Tomorrow night. Same time. Same place.